Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. It's early morning, man. Press conference time. You already know what time it is. Arne Slot is going to look half dead, half asleep, answering these mad questions. So let's see what happens. Let me know if I'm lagging a bit because I haven't used a background in ages. So let me know if it's moving all slow and glitchy, and then if not, I'll take it. I'll take it off. Guys, remember, on your way in, just smash the like, man. Smash the like on the way in, and also subscribe to the channel. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. But let's head over there, blood. Let's see what the press conference is saying. Let me see, blood. Let me make sure the volume is voluming and that, bruv. Because I want to hear what these men have to say. Hope they don't ask no dumb-ass questions as well, you know. Let's see, what's the volume, man? Let's put it back there. Yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. Liverpool now back to football in the Premier League. We're playing tomorrow against Everton, Derby Day again, brother. You know how they celebrated last time when they scored that late goal. All glitchy, man. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to take it off because it feels all glitchy. It feels all glitchy, blood. Let me take it off. Nah, yeah, let's remove that, man. It was feeling all glitchy. Let me see now. I feel like I'm, you know what I mean, moving a bit better now. Yeah, as I was saying, you saw how they were moving, you know, once they got the draw against us at their ground. You see how much it meant to them. The Corey going over to celebrate with their players. Red cards was getting dished out left, right, and centre. Jones was missing. I think, was it Slot as well? He got a red card in that. The assistant manager got a red card in that as well. So hopefully a less crazy affair this time around. Get the 3 points and bounce, man. We've got 9 more games, 9 more finals to go, man. And I'm looking forward to it. First up, Everton. Big up to Honesty in the building, my bro. Ski blood. What you saying, man? Yeah, that chill zone yesterday, man, was good still. Survived, man. I'm gonna try and do more of them. Know what I mean? Chill zone by the log fire, you know what I mean? Or call it log fire. Something, I don't know. Come up with a name. Come up with a little vibey name, and we're gonna try and do them more often. Maybe like a little de-stress stream. No, I don't know if we can do it every day, but we'll try and find a time in a day to get it done, man. Because I actually enjoy that, bro. Those are the conversations I like chopping up at times, bro. You know what I mean? Sometimes football's crazy, bro. I do football as a job, bro, and it's long, and football every day, all day, it's just mad, completely mad. So it's good to kind of, you know what I mean, take a step back. All right, then Monday saying, yo, let me see, Arne is taking his time, bro. Big man. Hurry up and get in the press conference, bro. You got these men waking up at like 9 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock in the morning, but earlier than that to be fair. They travel, depending on where they travel. No, wherever they're traveling from. All right, the big man's in the building. Let me know the volume. Let me know about the volume, peeps, if it's too loud.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Obviously, during the international break, reports have surfaced again about a possible move for Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid in the summer. And with that, obviously, fans are wondering what is the likelihood that he will stay beyond this season. So what's your understanding now of Trent's situation? What change has there been, if any, in his position regarding his future? And therefore, what has he told you of his intentions?
Now, his situation is, unfortunately, that he's injured. Otherwise, people would have probably spoken about him, that he had 1 or 2 brilliant performances for the England team. And but he's injured, and for him, that means that he's fully focused on his recovery. And for us, that means that we're trying to help him to be back as soon as he can. And for the rest, of course, for 8 months, it went a bit up and down, maybe with all kind of talks about him, Virgil or Mo. But we've never been focused on those talks. We've always been focused on what we have to do. That for Virgil and Mo is trying to win the Merseyside Derby. And for Trent, it is making sure he's fit as soon as he can.
Just to push you on that a little bit, though, given those reports, does that affect you at all? And does it concern you that this could be the end for Trent here at Liverpool?
No, because it's a situation that is there for eight or 9 months now. And I think all these 3 players have performed so well under these circumstances. So no, it doesn't affect me at all. I think there was a bit of noise about us losing against Paris Saint-Germain, losing against Newcastle as well. I always try to be rational, and try to judge the situation. And in the Newcastle and Paris Saint-Germain situation, I don't think this happened many times that from the 9 serious games a team plays in Europe, because I don't took the PSV game serious because we were already qualified. When you win 8 and you only lose 1, that you're out before the last 8, before the quarterfinals. I was a bit more frustrated about the final, because I think we deserved to lose that one, and that is for the first time I think we deserved to lose a football game. We were not tough in terms of defending. We were not good with the ball. So there were not many things to like about the final.
It's the first time this season as well that you've lost back-to-back games. So what job have you had to do to pick the players up, and how has that been impacted by the international break?
Yeah, they immediately went to the national teams, and they've played, all of them played important games over there. So when we came back, I did come back to both situations, but I think for most of them, they didn't forget, because they know what had happened, and they are, like me, disappointed for us not winning our first trophy and being out of the Champions League. But we are also realistic, like I just said. If you played 9 games in Europe, you won 8, and you could call it unlucky by going out with penalties. That is something, I think we've tried everything in that game to go through to the next round, and I can't blame any player at all for that game. For the final, we were also outworked, and that's not what I like.
What are you expecting then from this
Merseyside
derby compared to your first experience of a Merseyside derby?
I expect the same, but with one difference, that every time the Everton players do something well, they don't get the cheers and the reactions from 50,000 people. I don't know how many can go in Goodison Park. But our players will get that reaction after every tackle they make, after every pass they do. And that is a different emotion. But football-wise, I expect the same, because this is what Everton have done in the last 9 games now, or last 10 games when David Moyes is in charge. They didn't lose one football game in the last 9 Premier League games. So it would be a surprise if they are going to do something different. And we are top of the league, so it would be strange if we are going to change something as well.
Sure. Well, that last meeting obviously got a bit heated towards the end. Have you given just any thought into just avoiding getting dragged into anything like that again in any future games?
Yeah, I'm hoping I will act differently next time, but I can't
Said
promise.
I'm hoping.
But what I'm also sure about is that I would be so surprised if I ever will experience 8 minutes of so many controversial decisions in our disadvantage again. So yes, even if it happens, I hope I act differently, but I can't promise.
Yeah, they said, yo, if you go against
I
us,
don't
bro,
think
I'm
I'm
on
going to
it.
experience that again. But you never know. Football is unpredictable.
After a disappointing result, sometimes the manager or players say we want to play again as quickly as possible to get out of our system. So it's been 15, 16 days since Wembley. What's the feeling here? Are you now desperate to play? Is that the sense you're getting?
I definitely am, because it's been 15 or 16 days or even longer before I last managed a game. But many of our players played 1 week ago important games for the national team. So, but everybody can understand the position we are in at the moment, that we're all looking so much forward to the upcoming
He's ready
9
for
games.
whatever, bro. Run it.
So yeah, players are refreshed, in my opinion, but it wasn't all negative. We've played a final, so we've managed to play a final against a very good Newcastle team, and we had one great game, and the other game we defended really well against Paris Saint-Germain, which was, in my opinion, the best game in the Champions League so far. And we got beaten by a very, very, very good team. But wow, what a game we played as well. So yeah, you can always look at the result, which was not the way we wanted in 2 games. But I was proud of our performance against Paris Saint-Germain. It was maybe the best game we've played this season. But unfortunately, we lost it on penalties.
Hi, Arne. You described the previous 3 matches as being cup finals. I just wondered if you take that attitude into this game and into the remaining league games you have, despite the fact you've got a good lead at the top of the Premier League.
Yeah, but in the final stages of the season, every game matters. And if I now again say it's going to be 9 finals, yeah, it is for every team 9 finals. But it was a bit because we played the final. I used the word we played 3 finals in a row because Paris Saint-Germain was also a knockout game. But yeah, these games are very important for us, the upcoming 9, starting with the following one, and that's Everton. Not only because it's the Merseyside derby, also because we are in such a great position in the league.
Just wonder about Chiesa as well. He obviously scored in the cup final, and I know you've said before that you struggled to sort of see too much of him in training, given how many games you've had. I just wonder, given the impact he had off the bench last time, do you see him having more of a role in the team between now and the end of the season?
That's a great
It
question.
wasn't only that I didn't saw a lot of him during training sessions because we had so many games. It was also because he was more than we wanted, injured. But it was good to see that he impacted the game when he came in. That is what has happened a lot this season already, that when players come in, they impact the game. The assist was from Harvey Elliott, who has impacted the game a few times now in the last 3 or 4 matches. So it's good to see that all these players are ready, and that is partly my job, but also partly the players' job to stay ready for the moment we need them. And he's in competition with Mo Salah, and I don't think you can deny that Mo has quite a good season. So that makes it sometimes tough for him. But we know we can trust him the moment we need him. And not only him, it's also the likes of all the other ones that maybe haven't played as much as Mo and Virgil. But we can trust them every time we need them.
Arne, as the last international break of the season, is it any different from your perspective? Does it offer a slightly unique chance to maybe ramp up any plans for the summer or anything like that?
No, the only difference is that the first 3 were after maybe a month or 2 months of work. This one was after 4 months of non-stop work. So I liked this one the most for the simple reason that it was 4 months in a row. So it was my first experience by playing in the winter as well. So this one I liked the most. I needed the most maybe as well. But there's no difference between back then and now. If you want to achieve something in the Premier League, in the League Cup, in the FA Cup, or in the Premier League, you need to compete with the best teams in the world. So the Premier League teams or the Champions League teams. So there's no room for going a gear down. You always have to be on top of your game. You have to be that in September. You have to be that in October, in March, and definitely also in April and May.
You suggested there how much you're kind of itching towards playing again, and also I imagine, as you've spoken about, there was disappointment from how it finished. Do you have any strict rules personally with yourself? Do you allow yourself a bit of time to reflect and then switch off and then start kind of building back up again?
Yeah, of course you reflect. You reflect on the first 8 or 9 months. You reflect on the last part before we had the break. And like I said, I think I'm mostly rational. Sometimes after certain 8 minutes, I'm a bit emotional, but mostly I'm rational. And then you also reflect, and I think I said it immediately after we lost the final, that it wasn't only negatives in that week. We also extended our lead to 12 points. So that tells you that we did really well in the league. Yeah, that we lose against one of the best teams in Europe with Paris Saint-Germain was far from ideal. But if I have to go out of a tournament, I prefer to go out against Paris Saint-Germain. I prefer to lose against Newcastle, which is a great team. And I think it's an embarrassment and close to a disaster if you lose against Plymouth Argyle. I do respect them a lot, but they are not of Paris Saint-Germain quality.
Oh my
or
gosh!
Newcastle quality. So if you have to leave a tournament, then do it by being beaten against 2 very good teams.
Carl.
Wow.
It's rare that you hear managers say that the players are refreshed after an international break. Usually it's concerns about the travelling and stuff. But considering what you said about how they played in the final and people are talking about, has fatigue set in? Has the international break provided an
No
important
chill.
reset for the players?
It's a disaster, bro.
Yeah. So then I try to be rational again. And if I look at the Paris Saint-Germain game, I don't think in the 8 or 9 months I've been in this job, I've seen my players work that hard as they did for 120 minutes. So maybe that was also the reason why we looked tired in the final. But again, maybe I don't give the right credits to Newcastle because they made it so difficult for us because of their game plan. So now we're also, we lost this because we were tired. No, I think when we were fit and Newcastle played the way they did, it would have still been a very, very, very difficult job for us to win that game because the Newcastle players were so ready played such a great game. So I don't think we were tired for the simple reason that against Paris Saint-Germain, we were incredible in terms of work rate and in terms of intensity. And they are maybe a bit more refreshed than after a normal international break because normally we play in the weekend and now we play on Wednesday. So most of them had
They get a few more days, yeah.
For the first time in months that they had 3 or 4 or 5 days off. And so that is maybe the reason why I use the word refreshed.
Does it help them sort of mentally to get away from the relentless of playing Champions League and then Premier League and international is a little bit less intense maybe in terms of the preparations and how they play? Is it almost a mental break as much as a physical break?
Yeah, but the mental break comes more from that you go to a different environment with different teammates. And for that reason, it was maybe a good moment after you lose 2 games. If you then stay at your club, you either have to win the next game. But if you go to your national team, things are new again. And it's the same if you go from Premier League to the Champions League. It's a different tournament. So it's a different league, sorry. So maybe that helped as well. That I know, for example, the Dutch team, they played Spain, 2 great games. England had also 2 games, maybe not the nicest one to play, but they won both.
Man said dead food them when they played.
Players go to a different environment, and then come back with us after good experience. Because, for example, Lucho Diaz had 2 goals, Cody Gakpo had a goal. So a few of our players showed themselves in a very good
goal
way.
as well. Oh no, don't leave him out, bro.
Oh, hi, Arne. Set piece strategy didn't exactly go to plan at Wembley, either attacking or defending. And if you look in the league this season, Liverpool had 26% of their goals conceded come from set pieces, which is actually the 5th highest in the league. And going up against an Everton team who scored 41% of their goals from set pieces.
Nah, this man with the maths every week, bro.
Now, I'm not going to ask you if you've changed anything because you're not going to tell me. But have you spent more time working on set pieces this week than you would do maybe in a normal week?
It's funny because I try to use data as well, but I always try to use it in my own advantage. So you tell me that 26% of the goals we've conceded are from set pieces
in the league
this season, but we're also defensively, when it comes to corners, the best team in the league when it comes to set pieces.
Shut them down
when it comes to corners.
God,
it tells me more that we hardly concede goals, and then if we do concede, a part of it is set pieces, and then because we only conceded 3 or 4, I don't know exactly the number, it's already 26%. But from all the teams in the Premier League, we have the best record in defending corner kicks. At least that's my data. But we are aware of the fact that we again face a team like Newcastle with Everton. That is a team that's very strong in set pieces because we conceded the first goal in the Merseyside derby from a set piece. And we conceded a goal against Newcastle from a set piece. And I've said many times that in big games, and the Merseyside derby is one of them, the big Champions League games, or a final is one of them, you cannot win a big game if you have a negative balance in your set pieces. And our main competitor at the moment, Arsenal, shows us on a weekly basis the importance of set pieces. So we are focused on it. We want to do better in our attacking corners, but I'm hoping we can keep our record as being the best team in the league defensively by defending corners.
Last one.
just checking team who's on the Gravenberch and Allison, are they okay? And how far away is Conor Bradley from him?
Ryan is okay, although we have to train one more time, but he's okay. Ali trains with us as well. The last check has to be made. I think that's this afternoon after the session if he's available to play. And Connor is training with us again, but we have to make a decision on whether he's playing, and if playing means coming in or starting, that's something I keep for myself. But he's only had a few sessions after being out quite long with a repetitive injury. Is that the way you say it? Yeah. So we have to make a smart decision with that as well.
Thanks, Arne.
You're welcome.
Yes.
All right, man. It looks like they kind of covered everything, to be fair. Yeah, that was loud still. Yeah, it looks like they covered all the bases as well. Asked the Trent question. The Trent question got kind of aired. I'd say aired. He just said he was injured and he's still focused. Like Mo, like Virgil, they're all still focused in terms of what the jobs are in terms of winning the Premier League. So that's kind of calm. The injury one, obviously, the last checks on Ali, which is important. Obviously, Ryan looks like he's good to go. And then obviously with the Conor Bradley, if it's a recurring, I don't even know what the injury is. Does anyone know in the chat what the injury was with Bradley? And if it keeps happening, maybe we just need to, I don't know. Maybe we need to check on that and see why he keeps getting that particular injury. Yeah, it looks like it will be Kwanzaa at right back. I think he said he's not going to obviously tell us who's going to start there, but is his hammy? Okay, so because this brother, yeah, because he's at 100 miles an hour, ain't he, brother? He's literally up and down. Yeah, maybe he has to like slow down a little bit. Maybe he has to kind of slow down. I don't know. Bear with me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I had to quickly sort something out. So was it his hamstring that keeps occurring? That's crazy. Didn't even know that. 2 hamstring injuries this season. Yeah, it needs to probably like chill out, man. I did see Joe Gomez in the back of a couple of the photos with him training, got the vest on, so maybe he's even back as well. He didn't mention him though, but he looked like he was out on the grass doing a few bits as well. But he looked like he was with the team, so I'm unsure whether or not he's going to be available. They didn't ask him, so that's going to be kind of difficult. But yeah, some of the training photos, obviously, Darwin. He had Kane Rose for international team, but for some reason he's taken him out. I thought he was going to run the Kane Rose session again. Mention Harvey in terms of his direct competition is with Mo, so obviously looks like Arne Slot doesn't see him as a 10 then. Am I cool in saying that in terms of if he's saying his direct competition is Salah, then that means he doesn't see him as an actual 10 in the team, which is where I swear that's where Harvey said he wanted to play, which is mad. So Harvey, if your direct competition is Mo, you ain't seen no pitch, bro. You ain't seen no pitch because Mo doesn't come off. Mo doesn't really get injured. So yeah, big up everyone. Big up, man. Morning, guys. Yeah, it's one of those ones. And then obviously, as he said, the checks with Allison, final checks. But I think Ali will be fine. He trained, didn't he? And I'm sure if there was anything that popped up, they would have kind of, stopped that anyway. They would have probably took him out of training. But he looks fine. Mentioned Lucho as well. in terms of, he scored 2 goals. And that's the thing. We had a great conversation, me and the guys, man, about like when these guys go away on international duty. So for some reason, they just seem to turn up and show what they're about. And fingers crossed, like they can show this in the last 9 games. Don't need you to be a maverick or anything like that, but I need you to really just be yourself, man. I don't know what Arne Slot is telling them to do, but sometimes we have to kind of come out of that to go and win these games. Sometimes, man. Sometimes you just have to do some individual stuff, and play the way you normally play for like Colombia, man. Because the way you play for them compared to what you've been doing for us recently isn't the same, bro. So I think you should. Jota obviously fit, ready to go as well, but he hasn't been in form himself. I don't know, if he would start for me or if even, I think maybe on the bench. I don't know if I'd start him in this one. You'd always rely on Jota to be the killer, the goal scorer, the one that, you get inside the box, the fox in the box, one chance, bury, left foot, right foot. But this season, he hasn't really done that. And it's just a shame, really, because normally when he's fit, you're like, yeah, Jota bags. He's just going to be bagging goals for fun. But yeah, he just hasn't hit the ground kind of running this season. And I'm saying, I see Gomez there, obviously Mo, and then Sobo as well. Did Sobo get married? I swear he put up something on his socials about getting married. Apart from that, see him put up his foot. That video that went around with like Mo, Trent, Sobo, and Kanate. It was jokes. I saw Sobo with his no socks on, just so it has his feet up on man's table. If it's Sobo's yard, then cool, innit? But if it's one of the other man them's yard, I'd have told him to take his foot off my damn table, bro. But yeah, looks like they're there. The man them working. Cody Gakpo, he mentioned as well, scoring, on international duty. Good goal as well. He looked sharp as well. But when he came back for us, when he was, from the injury, he looked really like sluggish, slow. Didn't really look like he was, up to the speed. But fingers crossed now with this little rest, the game time as well, to get his match sharpness back up as well, because we're gonna need all of them. Gonna need all of them. And Sabo as well, man. He had a really good game for Hungary, to be fair, even though they lost, but he played well. But yeah, just need him to probably just carry on his goal scoring and assisting, since I'll say before the PSG and Newcastle games, I thought he was in really good form up to that point. So let's see if he can continue that form in the Premier League. And then, as he mentioned with Bradley as well, and you guys, rightly saying about the hamstring stuff, it's crazy, man. But I think it's just because he plays the game at such high intensity. So it's always going to be difficult to stop hamstring injuries when you play at that kind of speed. It doesn't like stroll around the pitch, does he? Everything's at high energy, max velocity at all times. But fingers crossed, we can at least the 9 games. Just be back for the 9 games, bro. We only have 9 games left. We don't have no cup competition, no distractions, just 9 games in the Premier League. And that's all we need. Curtis as well. What I did notice though, a lot of the pictures, it was a lot around Curtis. There was I think every picture, not every, but most of the pictures I saw, I was like, rah, these man just kind of just feeding us. He's the new, like, he's just the main scouser now in the team and blah 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 because of what Trent probably going to Real Madrid. I don't know, but I felt like he was just in more pictures than normal. Like he was either in the back shots of some of them or in the forward shot, whatever. Like he was just in them. He was in a lot of the photos. I don't know what they're trying to sell us there. Prime example here again. There was one. He's there with Mo, then he's with Sobo, then he's with Ibu, and then I was just like, raw, okay. I'm just getting a lot of photo time today. Maybe. I don't know. But how are you guys feeling though, going up to this game? We'll get to the score predictions, we'll get to the team lineup in a minute. But how are you guys like feeling now? Now we know we run it again tomorrow, 8:00, Everton. How are you guys feeling? Let's see. Trent isn't going to be a big as a miss as the rivals and people think, by the way. Okay. All right, Brett. I hear you. Man said, yeah, Trent who? No, we can't do that, bro. Yeah, I hear it still. I hear it. Until he goes, though, innit? We have to kind of just support him until he goes, I guess. Yeah, Arsenal versus Fulham today. Yep, it is, man. I need Fulham to do a little job, mate. Just a little draw, man. We don't need nothing special. Just a little draw. If you can sneak a win, fantastic. But if you can grab a little draw, we will take that as well. Nervous, usually sloppy after internationals. I hear it. I don't know if was that under, I want to say under Klopp, but then at the latter stage of Klopp's career, I don't think it was a thing. We tend to win the games. Maybe the way we started in the games wasn't the best, but we tend to win the games, and I don't think we've come back off an international break this season and drawn or lost a game, because we've only lost the one, wasn't it? So maybe just the way we start the game, I would say. Arsenal will beat Fulham and we will beat Everton, I think. Okay, fairs. No. Fairs. You know what, with Everton, man, they're one of those teams, if they run it on the day, they could get a win. If they run it, they play some good football, and they got some good players as well. And if they get a chance, they'll take it. And they're a very good counter-attacking team as well. A lot of speed in the team, a lot of speed. Good luck to Trent to Real Madrid. Thanks for the moments and memories from Abdul. I hear it, man. I hear it. Bounty killer. Big up, man. Says lost to Forest. Yeah, that's the only. Did we lose? Was that the first international break? Okay. All right. Was that after an international break? Raw. Yeah, it feels like time ago, isn't it? But yeah, fairs. Before we get into it, let's look at the fixtures. Obviously, we know that Arsenal play Fulham. Just need a win there. There's nothing else in and around it. Obviously, we've got Everton. Chelsea's got Spurs. That's going to be a good game as well. Brighton Villa is going to be a good game to watch. That'll be an interesting game to watch as well. City now against Leicester, but no Haaland. It looks like Haaland's going to be missing until maybe the end of the season, or maybe the last couple of games of the season. I picked up an ankle injury, I think it was, or a foot injury, whatever it was in their FA Cup game. So he's going to be out. So that could be that Mo will win the Golden Boot. So Mo, this is the moment now to kind of rack up them goals, big man. Make sure, finish on a high. Who else? What other games in there? Forest versus United. That would be an interesting one. Forest in great form. They're trying to push for Champions League. Man United ain't that good, so let's see what happens with that one as well. Newcastle on a high after their cup win. Brentford, would they be hungover from it? I don't know. Maybe they're like, let's take our foot off the gas, but they still want a Champions League spot, don't they? So that's going to be mad. Cunha is suspended until April 13th. What did he get? Like, was it matches, or do they just gave him like weeks or days or something like that? Because he wanted to just bad up man them. Oh, he's saying Raul Jimenez dagger in the 75th minute. Bro, it'll take anything right now, man. I want to make it as easy as possible for us. I want them to just keep dropping points so it makes it easier for us and we can win it. And then we can enjoy the rest of the games. Because then we'll like to see, like, I don't know, Savage is always mentioning Rio. He will get game time then. Do you know what I mean? Trey will get game time. We can just run the man them. Give them the McConnell. These guys can get the run out that they want, bro. Instead of just like, And then, you know what I mean? Like, Kwanzaa probably play more of. He probably will have to play now because Bradley just coming back from injury, so he'll get game time now. Kelleher maybe. I don't know. Like, just guys that normally don't get a lot of game time will probably get game time if we can just wrap this up nice and early. Not saying we need to rely on other teams, but at the same time, you do, though, innit? You do actually need other teams to do you favors. You have to do your job. If they're going to do you a favor, you have to make sure you do your job as well. Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? Because imagine if we win the Premier League in the next 3 games, for an example. Arsenal just do some madness, lose games, draw games. And then we win it in the next 3-4 games, right? You got a lot. You got what, 5 games, 6 games to run Rio in there, bro. Let him just cook up in the Prem. Give him the little left wing. Let him just samba up over there. We don't need to win. There's a few home games as well. Just let him go there and cook, bro, and let the fans just like raw. You know what I mean? I'd love it, man. I would absolutely love it. But just looking at the running, so obviously these are our last games, Arsenal's last games. And Forest ain't close to us, so it's just us and Arsenal for this one, really. And looking at their ones, they've got easy games, I would say, Arsenal, but they're tricky games at the same time. I always said, and it's the same for us as well. It all depends on what people are fighting for. So if they're fighting for relegation, are they fighting for European spots? What are they fighting for? Fulham, are they fighting for European spots? Everton, you already know what they're about. Brentford, I think they're 10th at the moment. So you know what they're looking for. Ipswich, that's away. So maybe like they're like, right, let's get up for it. You know, our home game. Let's make sure we're not trying to get relegated. Palace has been on some fantastic form as well. And that's a tricky game because they've been balling out. Bournemouth is another team. That's a tricky one as well. But they've got them both at home. Is that home games? Yeah, both home games. And then they've got us and then Newcastle. Southampton, I think, is kind of done. But I think they're done. So the last game, but you could get a Southampton where they're like, well, we have nothing to lose. Let's just ball out for the rest of let's just ball out for the rest of the season. We got relegated. So let's just do what we want to do. For us, Derby, that's going to be difficult. Then away to Fulham, that's going to be a difficult game. So we literally have Arsenal. Arsenal's games are in reverse with us. So we got Everton first, then Fulham. That's in the reverse. So it depends on who takes the points out those games. Then we got West Ham. They're in decent form, I would say. Decent bit of football playing right now. But it's a home game, so you'd expect to win that. Away to Leicester, they're not fighting for anything, to be fair. So let's see what will happen with that one. Spurs, that's a home game. So that's going to be not a tricky one because we've beaten them a couple of times this season, but they've beaten us as well. So we got to kind of be wary about that one. Chelsea away depends as well. They're fourth at the moment. So you're talking about a Champions League, position. So they have to fix up. And then obviously we got Arsenal. We got Brighton away, which is a good footballing team as well. But the one thing is we just have to make sure we stop them. But we know they're not going to be sitting back and defending. So there's going to be space in that one. And then Palace is going to be a tough game as well. That's going to be a tough game. So just looking at our two fixtures and our two run-ins, I think, yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, these ones. Forest, and I'll say with these guys, Forest, Chelsea and City, I look at their fixtures, man. They should win these games, to be fair. They should win them. I don't see why they can't win those games. Just looking at Newcastle's, Brighton's, Fulham's. Yeah, these men have got some alright games, bro. Like they're kind of cool. Let's see what. So where's Everton in 15th? Okay, I thought they were. For some reason, I thought they were a bit higher up than 15th. Thought they were a bit higher than 15th. So if they lose to us, say lose to Arsenal, lose to Forest, lose to City, lose to Chelsea. These run-ins are crazy for them, actually. Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest, Man City, Chelsea. Yeah, we need to start that off. We need to start off those L's. We have to start them off with them L's. And then looking at the relegation teams, Ipswich, as I said, that game, I need to see the points between Ipswich and, say, West Ham. I think, because then that away game to Arsenal, yeah, when Arsenal have to come to town. Let's have a look. So they got, it depends on where they are. When did they play them? Let me go back quickly. So Arsenal play Ipswich. That's 4 points. That's 3, 6, 9, 12. And who's Ipswich got in those games? Let's have a look. So Ipswich has got Bournemouth. That's going to be difficult. Then they've got Wolves, which is in their zone there. So they need to get points there. And then they've got Chelsea and then Arsenal. That's the tough one there. So their next three, yeah, it's going to be tough for them, to be fair. But they're only, what are we talking about? 9 points. 9 points off of there. And then they're a bit far, to be fair, in terms of West Ham. But they need 9 points to kind of get out of there. So that's what I mean. Like, teams are going to be trying to not get relegated. Leicester as well is in the same predicament as well. But they just, bro, they're minus 40 goals, bro. Flipping hell. Nah, that's crazy. Southampton's on minus 49. So them kind of goal differences there are mad. Big up, G, bro. Big up, broski. All right, man. Let's get to it, man. Let's sort out this team. Hold on, let me share the screen. Let's see. Let's sort out the team, lads. Let me zoom in to make sure you guys can see. I've already kind of populated it with the players that I think will start, to be fair. So Alisson, Virgil, and Salah. Who do you guys think is going to go right back and left back? I think Konate would play, wouldn't he? Dasu would definitely play in the centre back pairing. So let me just make sure I sort that out. So I think that would be Konate and Verge. Let's go. Who goes left back for you guys? Who do you guys think goes left back? Do you think it's Tsimikas or do you think it's do you think it'll be Robbo? Who do you guys think it will be? Tsimikas or Robbo? So Alexander, you've gone with Kwanzaa at right back, Robbo from G. Salah has gone with Robbo as well. All right, Tsimikas, man, ain't getting no love, lad. Tsimikas, you have to hold a bench for the rest of the season, big man. Until they come calling for you again. Robertson, mate. Robertson left back. And you guys think it'll be Kwanzaa. Big up, Nick, bro. Big up, man. Just chilling, bro. Chilling. Just going to run this and then head out. The way you going with the back five. Okay, Kwanzaa. Hey, Kwanzaa, bro. You add a bit of height as well. Give us a little bit of presence in that. Joel Kwanzaa. Okay, back five of Valley, Kwanzaa, Ibu, Verge, Robbo. Cool. Are we going to go with the combination of, what did he say about Bradley? Back training, but they have to be careful with him because it was a recurring injury, which is a hamstring injury. So I don't think he'll start. I think he'll start Kwanzaa, to be fair. But I think Bradley will be fit for the bench. Who's our double pivot then, guys? Would you guys make any changes in terms of the double pivot at this moment in time? So I know what Aru's about, Curtis is about as well. They're fit and ready to go. With the Gravenberch one, he said he's training and stuff like that, and he's fine. There was a slight hesitation when he spoke about him, but there was nothing. I think it'll be fine in it for me. So who's your guys' double pivot in there? Said tell Grav to bounce. Okay, you want to see something different? I hear it, G. I hear it. I was just saying I'm going with Grav as a Mac. Okay. Who you going with? I'd go Sobo Mac. I was asking for the double pivot, my bro. So you going Sobo and Mac, yeah, and then what? Curtis in the 10. Let me hear what you're saying, man. And said no change. Play Endo. All right, let's see. No, man. What would I go with, bro? Man, I don't want to take Gravers out. I think Mac will play. Mac will definitely play. So let's get Mac in there first. I don't think he'll push Sobo back. If worst case, he would play more Endo in there. I don't think he'll put Sobo back into the double pivot. Don't necessarily need to, does he? And I'd love to see, bro. I'd love to see. I wanted to see Endo and Gravers, yeah. And then McAllister in the 10, but I don't know if he'll go with that either. See you. Grab a merch, blood. Yes, the run, blood. You have to stick with the same position, man. So Gravers and Mac, but they need to stick to a double pivot, I think. I don't like this whole he moves to like an advanced 8 and stuff like that. No, big man. Just sit in here, bro. What we were doing at the start of the season and just free up the middle for the man them to just do their thing there. All this advanced 8 and running into to be fair though, man scores goals when he makes those runs. Last game against them, when it was advanced, he ran and scored that header, didn't he? The last game he played for Argentina, man ran through, scored a goal as well. All right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he needs to run through still, give him the reins to make those runs. But then would you opt for more control in the midfield? You put Curtis in there. Curtis keeps the ball well, don't he? Bro, it's mad, being a gaffer, bro. One of them ones. You're trying to think like the game plan for the opposition, but at the same time, you want to keep your identity and play the way you want to play. you know what? Run it, man. You know we're gonna run Sobo, man. I said, oh, B.O. Sobo Sly. All right, cool. All right, we run it. We know Mo's gonna play there. Who's on the left, bro? We got Cody Diaz. Cody or Diaz. Cody or Diaz. Cody or Diaz. He'll put Cody, Gakpo, Nick Gak, Diaz. Right, Diaz is coming off the back of 2 mad games, bro. Like 2 goals and an assist. That's what he's coming off the back of. Obviously, Gakpo scored as well, but Diaz was cooking. I hear you, G, bro. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Diaz in the 9. I ain't trying to do Diaz in the 9 still, man, Nick, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't trying to do that. I ain't trying to do the whole let him drop. I need someone in the box, bro. I can't. I told you I can't be bothered with when I'm looking up. The man them's looking up. Man, call me corporate for real, you know. I can't be bothered when the wingers are looking up and there's no one in the box, bro. Not one man, just everyone at the edge, like, yo, give me, so they can pass it wide as well. Nah, bro. On that, man. I'm thinking, who the... All right, do you know what? I'm going to go with Diaz. I think Diaz deserves a start. He's coming back in Rich Werner form as well. And Cody just come back from his injury as well. I know he did play well for Holland, but Diaz was cooking. So I'd go with Diaz for this one. And then up front, boys and girls, who do we go with up front? Do we go with Jota, Nunes, or Chiesa? Who do we go with? Jota, Nunes, or Chiesa? Going with the look at Nunes, youth, you know? Nunes. Hey, leave the man then, bro. Bro, this last night, G, we reset, bro. We've reset now. There's only 9 games now. Like, this is the mini season now. We're in the mini season period. Everyone gets a clean slate. Now. 9 games. I'd put Chiesa, but he'll put Jar. Bro, I don't need this whole, like, because I'm looking at their back line here. They're going to have these huge pulls. They're going to have these tall guys. That's just going to be standing there, headering everything away. And I don't need you to drop deep and give them nothing to do, bro. I need you to be running in behind, keep them turning. I need that kind of forward. Maybe it's Chiesa or Nunes. Jota does the whole hold up play, let me turn, hold it. Like, doesn't really run in behind a lot, does he? Oh crap! I don't want to go. I'm not going with Jota, you know, G. I'm feeling the Jota one. Yeah, that's true. The Monday got the bouncers at the back, bro, just ready to just punch man up, drag man to the ground, everything. I don't think he'll go Chiesa, even though I'd like to see it. I don't think he will go because he's never tried it, and I don't know if this is the moment for him to try it. With Nunes, that's a bit more battling up there. He'll run in behind. But then the problem we're worried about is if he misses a good chance. Hasn't done that much this season, but in terms of missed them big chances. But I'm going to go with Nunes. For this one. Let's go Nunes for this one. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go Nunes for this one. So that would leave on the bench Jota, Chiesa, Gakpo, Jones, Bradley, Simicas, Kelleher, Wataru, Elliott. So that would be the 9 on the bench. Yeah. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I think that'll be the one still. And then you can Elliot, bro, I don't know if you'll come on though, because that's your competition there. Maybe for Sobo or something. Jones would probably come on for one of the two midfielders. Gakpo will come on for Diaz. Jota will come on for Nunes. Yeah, that's what I'll go with. I'll go with that. Let's see, man. It's going to be an interesting game, lads. Interesting game. Let's get to our score predictions, guys, and then we'll head out. Score predictions and the goal scorers in one, and I'll read those out. And make sure you put the goal scorers and the score prediction there, just to see if we can get it correct. I am going to go with a young 3-1 for this one to Liverpool. I think the guys are going to want to put it right from the last result in terms of the way we ended up drawing the game in the last minute, the last moments. We can score. We've shown that we can score against any team and their team as well. But we are going to need the big hitters, the Mo's, the front line in general to do their job, the midfielders to create and the defenders to defend. But yeah, we have to deal with their set pieces for one. And then when we get our opportunities, man, we just need to take it. I think we get an early lead from a Mo Salah goal. I think then it will be 2-0 with a Szoboszlai goal. Then I think they'll get one back. And then I think that stage of the game will kill the game off with I want to say Nunes or Diaz. I'll say Nunes. I'll give Nunes, actually. Yeah, I'll give Nunes. I'll go Nunes will get the third one in the latter stage. Maybe a young little tap-in or something. And for them, I'm not too sure who will score. I'm not too sure. But yeah, we're at home, man. The last 9 games, bro. The fans have to be on it. They have to give the guys the energy levels that they're going to probably need for this game. And don't get into any silly little scraps, man. Just do what you need to do within the game. You know what I mean? Do what you need to do. Don't get involved in the silliness. Play your football. Move the ball a lot quicker than you guys have been moving it. And we'll find the gaps and we'll find the holes in their team, man. What are you saying, G? 1-0 Salah. Salah going 2-1 Liverpool win. Who's the goal scorer, broski? Bloody, you have to throw the goal scorer in there as well. Honestly, 5-0. Right? Are you going with a big win, boy? CJ, Bray, Darwin, Salah, Brace, Bun, these bums. 5-0 and that. I hear it. Alexander, we've gone 4-0 Liverpool. No excuses. But where's the goal scorers, my G? 0-0 Sav. Okay. Normally I see G with the 0-0s, but G's gone with a little Salah what? Early in the game and we just see out the rest of it, or we're talking about late winner. And then Sav's gone with the 0-0. Okay, a Nunes goal would be very nice. But I think at this stage now, anyone scoring will be very nice. But I just want to win. 2-1, Gakpo and Salah. It's going to be a scrappy game. I hope it's not, though, man. I hope it's not, because I can't deal with these little scrappy games, bro. A little 75. What was that? 75, 5th minute. I hear it still. Well, you've gone with a 3-0 VBD Gakpo Salah. Darwin hat-trick, Canate to end set piece drought. Are we on a set piece drought, bro? Fucking hell. It's crazy. All right then, man. I'll leave it there, guys. Leave it there. Not too sure if I'll be back later. I think who's playing there? Arsenal, right? I ain't gonna try and watch their game. I don't really care about them, man. They're like that. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. If see the result of what Arsenal, man. If they drop points, maybe a video out. I'm sure there's videos going to be out all day today on the channel. So guys, just turn your notifications on if you haven't already. If you're new, as I said, just subscribe, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. But yeah, 3-1, I reckon we'll win. Arsenal to draw. That will just give us at least 3 more games, so then we can win the title. If we can win it in the next 5 games, 4 games, that'll be massive, man. Because I'd love to see the other boys that haven't been given the game times, more game times as well. And these are the moments you could probably unearth a new gem. As you always say, man, Rio could come in and cook. Trey could come in and cook. Like, rah, these guys can actually play in the Premier League like this. Crazy. McConnell would probably get the game time as well. Then you could probably just let Bradley run out the rest of the season there, move Kwanzaa to centre-back. Tsimikas will get game time. All of these guys will Tara, the guys that we want to see, Harvey as well, the guys that we want to see get these game time. We win the league early, man. More minutes for these boys. And then not only that as well, if the club is looking to get rid of some of these guys, what a time to put them in the shop window, because if you win the league, then it's easy for them to perform then. If they perform well, the value of them could go up. Obviously, in those last few games, the club can then ask for a little bit more on top, depending on what they were going to ask for anyways for these players. So, yeah, man, should be interesting. But guys, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Peace.